You got people that there was one video I was watching, some church, and then the statue, they were parading the statue. I think it was of Mary, and it was about to topple over and fall. And one person jumped over the pew to grab that statue, man, to hold it up, and it still fell and broke.
And that one nun, she lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one nun, she lost it. She started screaming, you know.
If we find the footage, we'll put it up. We'll put it up for you, brothers.
Yeah, and that's why there was a video where we were out there speaking when the Pope came into town, and Apostle Tar was saying, "Fuck the Pope, fuck the Pope," and that one guy wanted to fight all of us, man, you know, because he fell under that deception. Now he looked like a white dude, but he's a Jake, you know.
Oh, that one guy you worked for, the Irish guy with the looked like a tall version of Charlie Brown. The big ass head.
Big waterhead.
The big jug head, man. Yeah. Irish dude you worked for. When you told him about the Pope, you mean to tell me the Pope is a pedophile? He's a pedophile, and he lost it, man.
Yeah. He didn't speak to me the rest of the day till the end of the day. You know? And that was back in our wild days. It says, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog. So now this is the time we're approaching. You know, the part of the deception was, you know, painting himself as the Most High, Yahushua, the angels, the Israelites, you know, the mark of the beast. But then also, we're at the point now where they're gathering together Gog and Magog, which are the Russians, because they're gathering them together for this battle that's coming.
Well, how do you know how do you know that they're the Russians, brother?
Well, they're in the same land, you know, region where Gog and Magog was. You know, that when you look at that region, that goes into Georgia, which used to be part of Russia.
Oh, really? Hey, because Nate will go to the French, the Germans, the Russians. How do you know all that? Hey, he did a video where he said, "Hey, you read the scriptures, the English all of a sudden, Christ's name there." And you say, "How should be shine?" He said, "How'd you do that?" And you guys, you where you get that from? Hey, well, where'd you get? Give me Acts 12 and 4.
Every last one of them. Okay.
So you window shoppers in IUIC. I hope y'all celebrate Easter, because that's scripture. That's Easter is scripture.
Yeah, I got it for you if you like.
Shoppers, I hope you getting ready to buy or bought.
Yeah.
Y'all window shoppers, y'all better start buying.
Yeah,
buy the truth and sell it not.
Stop being a wankster.
Yeah, get them Easter eggs. Hey, well, it's supposedly it passed already, right? Easter. Yeah. So maybe. Yeah. The Easter bonnet, you know. Acts 12 and 4, it says, "And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to the four quaternions of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people." And
but wait a minute.
Now it says Easter, right? But now check this out. I went to Bible Hub, right, where it gives you all of the different translations of the Bible. Because we go by the King James, right? Because this is the closest to the actual, you know, blase. Now check this out. This is Acts 12 and 4 from the New International Version, right? It says, after arresting him, he put him in prison, handing him over to be guarded by 4 squads. That's what quaternions are, of 4 soldiers each. Herod intending to bring him out for public trial after the Passover. After the Passover, right? It says, New Living Translation. Then he imprisoned him, this is James, the brother of John, placing him under the guard of 4 squads of 4 soldiers each. Herod intending to bring Peter out for public trial after the Passover. English Standard. And when he had seized him, oh, there goes the word seize, he put him in prison, delivering him over to 4 squads of soldiers to guard him and tending after Passover to bring him out to the people. Let's jump down to King James. And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people. So now, why would it say in these other translations Passover, but in King James it says Easter? Huh? So when you read in the Bible word for word, you can't say, well, that's talking about Easter, Passover. No, it says Easter right there. So Nate, if you're going to use that play that game, you better play the game with all the scriptures, man. And you window shoppers, you better wake the hell up.
Yeah, because if you read it in English and all of a sudden you come across the word Christ and you say Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, then when you come across that Easter, you got to say Easter. You know, why do you say the Passover? It says Easter there. It don't say Passover. Fucking clown. Back in Revelation chapter 20, verse 8. And shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the 4 quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea, which is Armageddon. And that's all them different armies coming together, which the Most High is gathering together down there to bring forth his judgment. And they went up on the breadth of the earth, which is the land of Israel, and compassed the camp of the saints, which is the land of Israel, about, and the beloved city, which is the land of Israel, Jerusalem. And fire came down from the Most High out of heaven and devoured them. That's the missiles, and that's the chariots, the lasers from the chariots. It says...
Wait a minute. Where does it say missiles right there? You just read that and you put missiles in there. Huh? Where you get the missiles from?
That's what
ICBM. Where's ICBM in the scripture?
No. It says, and the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone. That's Esau. Barack Obama. Barack Obama. It says, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. No, because that fire is going to go up for a long time. And also...
Simple ass Negroes. Okay, Nate, let's use your logic. The beast and the false prophet. There's an actual beast, like a big, gruesome beast, right? From Hellboy. You know, remember Hellboy 2 when he fought that gruesome beast that had that arm that he can extend it with the chain on it? He was down there with the Pope. It was the Pope and him and Barack Obama. It was them three. The Pope, the beast from Hellboy, and Barack Obama. They were down there. It goes deeper than that, man.
That's right. And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, and from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away. And that earth and the heaven is talking about Esau's rulership. It says, and there was found no place for them. Why? Because when Yahweh Shai comes back, he's coming to claim his throne. Yeah. So no nation, not even Esau, is going to be sitting on that throne, because Yahweh Shai is going to move them out the way, and no place is going to be found for them, meaning that they're not going to come back into power, and nobody else is going to take that power seat.
That's why they call him King of Kings.
That's right. That's right.
Didn't the prophecy say on his head shall have, which is ain't literal, it's spiritual, on his head shall have many crowns? Because he's coming down to take down all the crowns of the other nations.
It says, and I saw the dead, small and great, stand before the Most High, and the books were open. And
talking about actual books.
Khan. It says, and oh man, damn, that looked like somebody that used to be in the camp.
Yeah, he's sitting down there with Barack Obama.
Yeah, it does look like that dude, man. The dude that used to be in the camp.
Barack Obama.
a hell of a beast.
That's gruesome, man. Woo! It says, and another book was opened, which is the book of life, and the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works. And those books is talking about the Bible. Because then when that day comes, the Lord is going to put everything into effect. You know, like the Lord said, you know, had he spoken, and shall he not make it good? So everything that's written in the book is going to come to pass. You know, and that's how it's going to be accomplished or fulfilled. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them, and they were judged every man according to their works. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. So that's the second death. The missiles and the laser beams coming out of the chariots to bring forth this final judgment upon the world, so that Yahweh Shai's kingdom and our kingdom can be established once again upon the earth.
And the prophet Habakkuk, he saw the laser beams coming out the chariots. That's why he said out of Yahweh Shai, he had horns coming out of his hands. And when you read that in the Red Bible, it says, or bright beams. So what is that? That's them laser beams coming out the chariots.
It says, and whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire.
That's why it's going to create a lake of fire, because you got the combination of the laser beams and the missiles. It's going to bring nothing but fire.
And that's the ultimate judgment. Back to the book. The Illuminati desire a globalist, totalitarian worldwide government, whereas the state will regulate and monitor virtually every aspect of human life, both public and private. It says, in the fields of healthcare, education, religion, military, and police, law and politics, and economics and finances via RFID biometric microchip implants. That's why everything now is turning to biometrics. You know, that's why now you have phones you can unlock with your thumbprint or your fingerprint. You know, you have eye scans. And they show you that in the movies, and they actually got this technology. You know, excuse me. The 20th century witnessed the creation of the United Nations, European Union, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, as well as the ever-increasing globalization of culture, people, and economic activity worldwide. One instrumental tool the elites will use in persuading and controlling the masses is religion, namely the Vatican, the Roman Catholic Church, and the Pope. Religion is a highly effective and powerful element used to influence the people, because the word religion itself, from the word religio, which means to bind, basically to bind, you know, and that's how they bind the people, you know, with the false. So-called false religion, you know, to have them to agree, you know, to do whatever the government says. It says, today many Israelites are engrossed in the churches, a religion and tradition of men that fails to inform Israel who they are or reveal the name of the Most High and His Son. And part of those people are those men that call themselves Hebrew Israelites, like Nate and others, Bubble Eye Blackfish or Rakah from the GOCC, you know, and anybody else that don't proclaim the names of the Most High. But mainly them, because they know better, and teaches lies regarding the laws, statutes, and commandments, and on other issues such as the pertinent mark of the beast, Isaiah 29:13, Acts 17:24-25. It's of no surprise to discover the Pope and Roman Catholic Church are identified as a false prophet in Revelation 16:3, 19:20, and 20:10. The Pope and the Catholic Church will be deceptively used to deceive, mislead, and beguile the vast masses by the multitudes into receiving the mark of the beast, Revelation 19 and 20. And that's what's happening. You know, that's why they're making everything of convenience, you know. And you have the military, you know, that are actually chipping people because, you know, you are part of the government. So whatever they say you got to do, you got to do. You know, although if you are part of the military and they try to make you take it, you can rebel against them and not take it. I mean, they'll lock you up, but hey, you got to do what you got to do. That is to say, the RFID microchip, Vatican City means city of the serpent prophets or soothsayers, derived from the Latin vatis, meaning seer, prophet, soothsayer, 1 Corinthians 4:1. And then also the word kan at the end, C-A-N, that's a Mayan word which is serpent, you know? So a serpent seer, okay? Or the serpent prophets, you know, because they were on a Vatican City, which was on the 7 hills of Rome, you know, which was a place where witches would come to and sell their wares. It says Catholic literally means universally accepted, from French catholique, Latin catholicus, universal, general, and Greek katholikos, universal, literally kata, throughout, about, plus holos, all, whole, completely. The Pope, acquired from Latin papa and Greek papas, papa father, is considered the Holy Father by billions around the world. Matthew 23:9, which says, "Thou shalt call no man father upon the earth." And it's not talking about your biological father. It's talking about making them to be equal with the Most High, this particular person on the earth, as the popes are doing, and is arguably the most influential figure both in the world and in world affairs. You know, and that is so. You know, because religion, finance, which is economics is the same thing, and politics all go hand in hand in this society. Current Pope Benedict XVI, which he's not the Pope anymore, you know, he resigned, and this other guy came in there. I forget his name. The new Pope, which shows you this book was written a few years back. Current Pope Benedict XVI has called for stabilization of the global economy. And that's why they're creating all these different scenarios around the world on the economy, whether it's in Europe, whether it's in South America, whether it's in North America, Canada, wherever, so that they can implement this RFID chip so that once and for all, the finances could go back to normal, so to speak. And global economic order and policy that focuses on people, not profits. He blames the current European debt crisis and the global economic crisis as a consequence of an ethical crisis and a crisis of faith, citing world solidarity as key during the economic plight, knowing that the Pope is a puppet for the elite banking families, as the Rothschilds infiltrated and run the Catholic Church. Yeah, because they own the money, the bank of the Roman Catholic Church. Pope Benedict XVI stance may serve as a ruse and stratagem to back and push the chip. In 2009, Pope Benedict XVI called for the need of a one world government and one world economy to solve power and wealth disparities. Being the Pope of the Catholic Church, Benedict XVI inevitably, by definition, supports a one world or universal religion. To conclude, the elite bankers will recruit and utilize powerful, influential, prominent world leaders, celebrities, politicians, musicians, artists, actors, sports athletes, church pastors, etc., around the globe in the fields of music, religion, sports, politics, entertainments, arts, etc., to promote and portray the chip as a solution to the world's problem and economic struggles. CBS News anchorman Andy Rooney of 60 Minutes stated that we need a better system to identify us and that he wouldn't mind something implanted permanently in his arm. Case studies and research classify the current top 10 markets for RFID adoption and usage as being the U.S., UK, Japan, Germany, China, France, Australia, Netherlands, Korea, and Canada. Of late, the Illuminati has recruited, hired, and assigned figures in Israel, such as the Comforter, General Yohana, Nathaniel 7, and Zabak, to teach false doctrine like the beast does not correspond to the impending, fast-approaching RFID chip, Mark 13 and 22. And that's the end of the fourth chapter.
So with that, we're going to close, and we'll be back on the next session. I'm going to say shalom.